shot. Woo!
What up?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
I'm about to go to the library actually because of Cal 3 and you on Wednesday.
Okay, well, I got a super random question. Okay, do you remember the rec league championship of y'all's senior year?
Of course, I remember it.
That was a close game, wasn't it? Like, that was...
Dude, we lost by a game-winning floater shot. It was as close as it gets.
Yeah, that was bad. It was you. Joe was on there.
Bro, it was our straight-up friend group. It was me, Joe, Kimberlin, Warren, Brawner, all together. Big five. It was the greatest team ever made in rec league history.
I mean, y'all were pretty good, but like...
Bro, we were undefeated. We were the best team put together, for real.
I mean, damn, but that was... Especially basketball, too. Like, that was, like, so important to us. Like, that's...
But that's true. We didn't do any. We didn't go out. We didn't hang out with girls. We played basketball. We played 2K.
Yeah.
Like, people treat rec league like it was like it's rec league. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but I guarantee everyone's still a little bit salty about that game.
I mean, yeah. Hey, what are you doing later? Hey, so I'm on the way to go interview Leitner. Basically just gonna ask him like what he remembers from that game, because I feel like he has some holes that could be filled. I mean, I don't really remember much. I just remember I was sitting there on the sidelines with Harris.
What is up? What's up, dude?
And the game started out, you know, pretty normal. They were up by like 10.
It was back and forth the whole time until the end when
It just started going south, and that's when we knew.
I just remember like we were sitting next to each other and the game started to go south, and you you looked at me, and I'll never forget what you looked at me and you go, it's probably ready to leave.
I don't remember much when I was thinking about it, and it was pretty normal. You know, it doesn't seem like much. It's just some kids that lost a championship. But then I really thought about it. Really thought about what basketball like meant to people like Kimberlin and Warren, and then I thought about why I had that thing up there in the first place. To be honest, I'm a little nervous. I mean, it's a pretty big deal to them. I don't want to like ask them a question that they're not like ready to hear. Do you still find yourself like bothered by the way that game turned out? Literally never knocked on this door before. I don't know why. Let's just start with that.
How old were you when you started playing basketball?
I mean, it's hard for me to like pinpoint the time, but I mean, young.
I am Will Leitner, the greatest basketball player ever to live, Hall of Famer, player from Miami Heat. I'm awesome.
I mean, I've been playing basketball my whole life, but I'm telling you, basketball got put to another level once all of our friends became basketball players. Like Joe and Kimberlin, Warren and Jeb. And that's like all they did. That's like all they cared about.
would you say like basketball became pretty serious like for our friend group? Like when would you say like we started playing like regularly?
I don't know, I feel like we always have. It's kind of just something we've always done.
I mean, it was a pretty regular thing, sneaking into the arena, like, just us, you know, playing like 3v3. I mean, that's all we did. So, I mean, it was pretty frequent. We didn't have much to do, so.
And if I remember, I mean, those were pretty competitive games, right?
I'm calling foul.
Tom, where are you? I got him in the throat. That was on purpose.
Oh my gosh.
I think they never really started out that way, but they kind of always, I mean, you end up getting competitive.
Yeah. Do you have any stories?
Like, can you remember a time when things maybe got out of hand because someone in the group was taking things just a little bit too seriously?
All right, that's good.
Us, not competitive, is competitive for everybody else. But like, there's competitive and then there's ultra competitive. You have 6 dudes who like love basketball.
Yeah.
Like, always have.
Especially because a lot of them like tried out for the team.
Oh yeah, they all did.
Do you remember like what's your first like memory of playing basketball? Would you say?
Well, Jeb moved to like the street right across from my kindergarten. Really, the first thing we did was play basketball like on our little crappy goal we had in my backyard at the time.
Kimberlin and Jeb have always, I mean, they've been like practically brothers since kindergarten. So they've always had that like brotherly like rivalry.
Jeb was actually, he was a ton better than me, and like I really didn't know what I was doing. I mean, this was in kindergarten. It's like literally our first memory together is him like teaching me how to play. I remember I was like grabbing him and stuff, and he was telling me like what's a foul, what's not.
Kimberlin, he's just smooth. Like, it just makes sense to him.
Now I gotta dunk it.
Will tried out, like he didn't make it, and he really like should have made it. Then.
Yeah.
I was like, can I come like ask like what I need to do to improve to get better next year? And they said again like we can only take 12. You would have been the 13th. Just like the stuff that I just got really tired of hearing. It hurt because like I didn't really ever have to go through anything hard being raised in like a typical Mountain Brook family. And all my best friends are making it, and I'm not like 3, 4, 5 years consecutive, which was definitely pretty tough.
You and Jeb were always pretty competitive when y'all were little.
As he made the team and you didn't, did that have any effect on y'all's friendship?
Yeah, because I was with them one time. He came to my house. 9th grade came around. I had a pretty good tryout, and we were literally sitting in my room. They like post the list to a website. It's just devastating. Like you just have to keep refreshing, and then it pops up, and you're like alphabetical. So you see like Brewster, Brown. So Jeb makes it like right off the bat. Collins, Clay makes it. Colvin, Sam Colvin makes it. Like you're going down, you see Helms. It's like, all right, shoot. Like I'm gonna live that. And like no Kimberlin. And I literally I just sat there, and I was just like, shit. Jeb was just dead quiet. I remember my mom was like waiting in her room, and she like, we went nuts when we saw Jeb's name, and it was like dead quiet. And I don't know, that was tough, dude, because Jeb really wanted me to make it, obviously. I knew he was gonna make it. Like my best friend Will is sitting here like on the verge of tears again. Like his family's in the next room. I'm supposed to tell him I made it. He didn't. Like, yeah, that was definitely not fun at all.
Can you like describe like your tryout history, like what happened each year, kind of thing?
Yeah. So 7th, 8th grade, didn't make it. At that point, kind of like decided to focus on basketball. At that point, I quit football and just strictly play basketball. Making sure I was doing everything I could, go downtown, play in Woodlawn, like play in different areas. So like just constantly finding a game, go play pickup every day. To where 9th grade I made it, hit a little bit of growth spurt. And I feel like those years, still trying to like develop more skill and like trying to find a role in the teams. I always felt like, I guess I was always like the cast out of the team. Like it was like, oh yeah, like Warren made it, he makes it in 8th grade, like he's making it now. Whereas everyone else had made it pretty much every year except for like 3 of us who made the team. And then senior year decided I'm just gonna step away and like not go for that because tryouts, like, I mean, you see it with our friend group, it puts a lot of pressure on you to like perform up to the standards of the high school team, like being like a part of that and making it. So I stepped away and was like, too much pressure. I probably won't play much on this team.
Warren, I think he had just got super frustrated with all the work he was putting in.
I'm not gonna play much. I won't have significant minutes. I'll probably sit the bench most every game, playing last second like garbage time minutes. And so I decided to quit. Keep playing.
Warren, had he chosen to pursue the school ball path, he'd have uniforms this year. But you make choices and what your activities and focuses are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think growing up I thought that I was going to play in college, and like part of that is probably because like every kid wants to play like to the best they can, but I knew that I could back then. And like Bucky, I remember going to a camp and him kind of telling me that if I worked like this and that hard that I would be able to play D1. So that was kind of always in the back of my head just growing up. So I played 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. 9th grade spring, played AAU. It was like the third game of the day at like 9:30 at night. And like jumping out on a guy and then trying to change directions. My knee twisted, heard it pop, tore my ACL, had to go get surgery and missed all the way up until like 11th grade. First day of spring ball, I was healthy, and like the first day within 20 minutes, I like went out, got a rebound, cut, heard it pop, and it was like a bone contusion, and like cracked my femur. So then it was kind of after that I was like, all right, I'm kind of done with this.
Like, he was a freak. Like, Joe was the best, in my opinion, in the whole grade. You could tell potential. After that, like, he was still really good. He was never had that like same like edge that like, and I guess it's probably just because he was scared to hurt it again, because as he should have been. Right. But yeah, it definitely has to be discouraging, especially because like he was on track to probably play on the team and start on win state championships like Jeb did.
Joe, he's just got those weak legs, dude. It's just so unfortunate. Like, I tell you, it literally runs in his family.
You know, Joe's sort of the Gale Sayers of the grade. That, you know, if he hadn't had those just very unfortunate injuries, he'd be a multi-sport guy right now at the varsity level. As it is, he's still a very good athlete. High jump last year, is playing a great game here tonight.
Well, I don't think it was as much like the potential as much as it was like this was his life. Even him opening up to me and talking about it, I mean, he's like, sports was just like an idol for him. And so to have that taken away, I think was really hard. I don't think anybody really hit their high school basketball dreams.
Walk me through, how did like y'all's, the actual senior rec team, how did that like come together?
There was never a high school rec league until Parker and Philip Buffet's dad, the man,
right,
the myth, the legend. He was like, let's start a league for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. And that was awesome. And so we got to do it all 3 years.
Parker Bethet's dad was the commissioner, and like he and Jody are best friends. And so
Mr. Bethet basically reached out to Joe and was like, who do you want on your team?
Some finagling went on with the teams.
Like, put whoever you want together. So it was like me, Kimberlin, Joe, Brawner, and Warren as starting 5. And what was the general feel about it?
Let's do it.
We were gonna take over.
This is literally what we do after school every single day, like for fun.
We'd go to the gym, like at the high school, play 5-on-5.
And now we're all wearing like the same color jersey.
Probably one of the most fun like teams playing with.
Like, we were gonna have such a blast together. And I don't think we really realized how good we were until we started playing a bunch of other teams.
Like, we killed everyone.
Sweeping.
I honestly forgot that we went undefeated, but yeah, we kind of killed it.
Yeah, dude, we undefeated, just like breezed. I think we maybe had one close game.
I mean, we only had one close game the whole year, and like we just weren't relaxed.
So from what I heard about that close game was basically just Brawner, who was y'all's coach, just kind of
blew up.
Yeah.
So Brawner was the coach, and Brawner also, like, dude, he's got this like sneaky side to him, like where he can get angry.
And you know Brawner, he's a super passionate guy. Like,
I was getting so furious for some I don't know reason.
Yell, get mad at the refs, punch the wall.
I just cannot stand bad calls.
This game, yeah, we're playing bad. He's like just off.
And this one kid is clearly better than every single person on the other team. Like, our strategy is we're gonna foul him out. They weren't even calling the fouls. Like, so like, I was getting angrier.
Brawner just totally got in his own head like he always does, and
I just like lost it.
Brawner like got all up in the ref's face for making a bad call.
And I was like, how blind are you?
And Brawner just like benched himself.
He just subbed himself out like that. He was like, go. He was like pointing somebody on the bench to go in for him.
I had to like go outside and take the fresh air.
It ended up turning out just fine in the second half. We turned around and won. But definitely we played better when we were more relaxed. We were having more of a fun time.
It was also just not fun having to watch Brawner get all pissed at himself.
In that game, we just got a little frustrated.
Yeah, we definitely had some issues.
I mean, we definitely had weaknesses, like, as a team.
Probably all caused by my authority.
Obviously, with Brawner being the coach, I think he put a lot of the responsibility on himself.
Welcome to the championship game for 10th through 12th grade boys, Mountain Brook Athletics. Got the Spurs and the Celtics.
Would you say y'all were overconfident going into that championship game?
I think everyone was pretty excited about it.
I was just like, we're freaking here.
I mean, it wasn't like we were too nervous.
Like, we're gonna win.
Because I think everyone was pretty confident we were gonna
Well, Mountain win if they were playing against.
Looks like a little bit of a mismatch on paper, but we'll see how it shakes out.
I think we will see plenty of threes tonight.
They're having it at the high school arena instead of the church.
It's like where Mountain Brook High School, like the actual team plays.
And like all the parents are there.
Our friends are there. I remember you were there.
When we get out there and we start warming up and like playing pump up music.
And I remember Kimberlin, we're up at the top of the key and he's like dribbling and he just shoots up a three and he looks at me and is like, this is what I've been waiting for my whole life.
I don't know, that's exactly what I said. Leitner loves, dude, Leitner will just annihilate me for stuff like that.
Like music playing, families here in the arena. Like it was just a cool moment.
Yeah, I'll probably just say something very close to that. Also, you're playing on the court that like I wanted to be playing on my entire life, and I never made a team to play on that court, and now here I am, and I'm not wearing a Mountain Brook jersey, but like I'm in the Spurs jersey, which my favorite NBA team, and I'm with my best friends in the world. My parents are watching me, and it like feels the same almost, and I'm just like going like I'm getting like pretty hyped on the inside. Dude, it was fun. It was hype.
The worst part of the whole thing was Willie G was commentating the whole game and like playing music and stuff, and like I just can't have that. I didn't get mad, but like it was just like a constant tick just in me.
Brawner over to Will. Will's going to bring it up. On the left side, looks like a 2-3 zone.
And we went into the game like some terrible strategy because throughout the whole year we've always had like one or two people who can't make it to the game. For the like championship game, of course everyone shows up. It's not varsity. You can't just start who you want. It's like everyone has to play.
And Brawner, I think, got frustrated at that.
It threw off everything.
Logical transition. He's had some good fortune with it.
I started out the game with an and one on Butler Hartley on the right side, banked it in, kind of like a floater type thing. Like
Will had like a big and one to start it.
So 7-2. See if Will can cut it to 7-3 here.
And like hit the free throw, and so just like that, like I'm like feeling it. And then I went cold and literally did not score for the rest of the game.
If Kimberlin gets hot, it could be a long night. There we go.
Wow, what a shot.
And so I was playing really bad. I kind of accepted it. I was missing. I probably shot the ball 7 times and missed. After that first one, missed every single one.
It's been a slow first quarter.
Yeah, getting revved up here for some more scoring. Not a lot of transition so far.
As I was just like, kind of accepted it, I was like, all right, this is going to be Joe and Warren's like time.
Start of the game, I think me and Warren sat out.
So 10-5, team's playing pretty well. I'd say the shooting is what is a little rusty right now. Warren's on the bench and Joe is. It'll pick up when they get in the game.
When Nito came in, I remember second quarter, I just went lights out.
The pace is picking up here, particularly with the Spurs.
Warren.
Knew that was coming eventually.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick for 3.
I doubt that'll be his only 3-point effort of the night. He has got nice range.
The second quarter, like we kind of exploded. Like that's Joe and Warren. If I remember, I just kind of like trading baskets, like back and forth.
And bring you
out. Joe Martin with a great finger roll.
There you go. Ooh, nice pick by Warren. Joe goes under. There you go. Showtime for Joe. Cutting the lead down, 13-12, 1-point game.
So now we got Warren Fitzpatrick. Oh, and the foul with the steal and the score and 1.
Russell's 5th rebound. Steal by Martin. So you could kick it to Sam to get a 3.
Another beautiful shot by Warren Fitzpatrick for 3. Warren's going to take it to the hole.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice move. That's 11 points in the quarter for Warren.
We were just like hitting everything and like really went on a big run, like felt really good. Like they couldn't stop us.
Warren and Joe had been, absolutely balling. They played the best game of their lives.
If Joe Martin and Warren Fitzpatrick keep hitting 3-pointers, this could get out of hand quick.
Third quarter, we hit a nice little like 12-point lead or so, and then they started just chinking away at it. We started to lose our cool a little bit.
All right, Celtics have had a drought. They got Jake back in here. Let's see if they can get going with some offense. Willis gets it, brings it back over.
Oh, nice pass underneath.
And one.
Oh.
Just downhill from there.
All right, we got Willis on a fast break. Pushing tempo, a lot of contact.
And like no one was being aggressive.
Take Sam Harris in basketball over anybody. He would. Oh, Russell low for 3.
Self-destructing.
Nice.
Catastrophic.
Brawner for 3. All right, we got a good game now.
We're in the middle of the fourth, and like it's pretty much just back and forth, possession by possession.
And like the whole way I was just like, nobody's doing anything. I'm just going to shoot it. We were down 3 with 45 seconds left, and I was on like the right wing. So I was like, all right, I'm going for it. And just called it and shot it. We made it, and I was like, all right.
Joe Martin just nails a 3.
They'll take one from NBA distance, though. Tie game.
And then Jake Williams from dribbling at the top of the key, just dribbled the clock down maybe like 20 or so seconds.
Looks like they're going to let them hold for the last shot, which is a little bit surprising.
We got Sam over there on the right, but see, Warren's going to deny him in all likelihood, so it's going to be Jack.
Well, he's going to come get the ball.
Yeah, that's what they needed to do.
But now they're going to get up on him. A nice pick. He's going wide open to the hole with a runner. Oh, and the roll. Sam Harris with a runner.
There you go.
So we call timeout. We get the ball on our side of the court. We go on our timeout. In the huddle, I was like, Brawner, like, dude, we play so much better when we're relaxed. Like, let's just have fun. He was like, you can't have fun. Like, this is the championship game. Like, we can't be relaxed. And Brawner's like, I'm inbounding the ball. So Brawner's got the ball.
Giving Warren way too much space.
I think he starts getting a little nervous.
They're going to try to...
Warren actually sets an off-ball pick for me, and I cut down. I was wide open on the goal. And then them two trail after me, and Warren is wide open on the far side. I think Brawner just got a little nervous and threw the ball way out of the way for Joe to catch it, and they get the ball back. Obviously, with Brawner being the coach, I think he put a lot of the responsibility on himself. We start fouling them before they get the ball.
Like, I think high school and college rule, I don't think you can do in the NBA, but you can foul before the inbound.
Warren knows basketball. I mean, he's trying to foul, dead ball foul to get him to the free throw line to give themselves a chance. I commend Warren and his crew for going down swinging here.
And they have 2 free throws. I think he hit one of them.
To basically make it to where we still had a chance, like, we were down 3 with a full court shot.
And then rolls the ball out to Warren for a full court shot. And that's the game.
I was just like so upset at myself.
Brawner was pissed.
I knew the whole thing was my fault.
And after the game, he stormed off.
Brawner literally just walks out.
Like, moms are coming down to like take pictures, and he's gone. He went straight to his car.
I just drove home.
It just kind of sucks the way it turned out because, I mean, like
senior year, for some reason, was the first year we like really started to hang out with him. He's maybe putting pressure on himself because it's like, all right, this is like my new friend group, and like they're really good. He probably like thought he had to play like to a certain level.
Like the whole year, Brawner's like killing it. It was his team. Like the last possession of the game, like inbounds play, and then all those good memories of the year is just gone. We all got a little runner-up trophies or whatever.
I don't deserve a trophy.
And Brawner is nowhere to be found.
Are you ready to talk about what happened after the game?
We didn't deserve. We didn't. It was terrible.
I always stayed and would like talk to Mr. Bethea after the game, and I remember talking to him and he was like, "Oh yeah, Brawner left his trophy, like, will you just give it to him?" We were just eating dinner and I was like, "Oh yeah, I still have it in my car." And Brawner was like, "I don't want it." I was like, "I'm not holding on to it anymore."
I don't know, I'm still mad at myself.
And so we went to like this street that's like one over.
We were driving around like Crescent Park and we were just like, it's the middle of the road, no one's driving by. We're at this undefeated season, we're gonna get this W. Whole crowd's watching, and I botched. I smashed it, because it needed to be smashed.
And he just literally slammed it as hard as he could on the ground, and it all went flying.
Then I thought about why I had that thing up there in the first place.
It was tough. Like, that was our only loss of the season. Of course, it's in the championship. Sam Harris hits the buzzer beater. At the same time, it's like Sam Harris's mom was up there watching. And it's like Sam Harris has been through a lot, you know, like with his dad and stuff like that. That's pretty cool for him. He's a good guy.
On him. A nice pick. He's going wide open to the hole with a runner. Oh, and the roll. Sam Harris with a runner.
There you go. Jeff is smiling from above. Great shot there.
That's kind of what hit me, though. It's like, dude, now, like, rec league's over, and, like, we're seniors. Like, I'm probably not going to be playing basketball with these dudes again, and that's what was so tough about it. It wasn't the fact that we lost. I would have been sad either way, like, we lost or we won, just because, like, it's, like, a great thing that we've been blessed with, like, coming to an end. And that really was what hurt so much about it. I could care less about if we won or not. It was just coming down to, like, dude, this is, like, what me and my best friends, like, do, and it's over.
Pretty much done. One last thing. I have a little present for you.
You got the little, what is this? Is this like, what kind of paper is this?
It's construction.
Oh my gosh. So where has this been?
In my jacket pocket for 2 years. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know.
Whatever, man.
I will the forever runner up. Thank you.
No
It was
problem.
a fantastic gift.
Why do you think Brawner did what he did?
You know, I think he was just like, who cares? You know, it's a second place trophy. I don't want it.
runner-up. Like, that's good for nothing. A Reckley High School runner-up trophy.
Runner-up. The words runner-up just haunts me.
Kimberlin is about to attempt the most famous shot on this planet, the trampoline shot.